I want you to start thinking about, what is your soul purpose? How many of you actually know what your soul purpose is? Put your hand up if you know what your soul purpose is. Okay, how many kind of have an inclination that they kind of might know sort of the area? Okay, and how many are completely clueless, have no idea whatsoever? Okay, and how many kind of know what their soul purpose is, but how the heck are we going to actually do that and make money at it? How many feel like that? Yeah? Because sometimes we get disconnected. We think, well, I have to do this for a living. What I really love to do, well, you can never make money at that. I'd love to be a healer. I'd love to be a musician. But, I couldn't make money of that. I've got to do this job that I don't really like. How many of us do that? Yeah, because really, we're here. We have a soul purpose that we've chosen with divine. It's very special to us. We're very talented at it. And we're supposed to be here to live it in abundance. We're not supposed to be here to do something we don't like to pay the bills while we think about doing something we really like in another way. So, before we came into this life, who believes in past lives? Who doesn't believe in past lives? Good, because we're going to do a lot of work on past lives today, so if you don't believe in it, you might be kind of surprised. We're going to actually see what your past lives are today. We're going to look at that. Anybody know what their past lives are already? Anybody ever had a regression? Or anybody just spontaneously remembers past lives? Some people do. Okay, so we're going to look into that. We're going to look and we're going to do some hypnotherapy, and we're going to go down into a past life, and we're going to discover what our past lives are, because we've probably been living our soul purpose for many past lives. So that could be part of the secrets to our past lives. And also, if we're not quite living our soul purpose, if there's something kind of holding us back, it might be something we know about, but it might be something we're not quite sure about, because it might be something from a past life. So you might love to do something, but then maybe you're a little bit afraid to do it, and maybe you're not even really sure why you're afraid, or maybe just something keeps blocking you. And a lot of that could be past life stuff. So that's why we're going to tie past lives all into this soul purpose. Okay, so before we were born, we're up there in heaven. We've had a past life already. We've had that life, and we have our life review, and we're up there in heaven, and we decide we're going to have another physical life. We're going to go in, and we're going to do it again. And our soulmates up there are like, okay, good luck. You go in. We'll stand back and watch. So we're the brave ones. We're the front runners. We're actually playing in the team. We've got all these group of soul friends up there that are watching us and supporting us, but we're actually here really doing the physical work. So we're up there with our guides, and we're talking about what we want to accomplish in our next life. And we're saying, well, this was my soul purpose in my last life. I didn't get it. I need to work on that a little bit more. So my soul purpose last time was to be a healer, but to do it through the spoken word. Or my soul purpose last time was to work with children, or it was to discover a cure for something, or to help people with health issues, whatever it was. Maybe that was your past life then, that was your soul purpose, and you decided, I'm going to continue that, whatever it is. So I'm going to work on my soul purpose, and this is what it is. And you know what it is when you're up there in heaven, and your guides that are with you, because we all have a guide, we all have a personal guide that's with us. Anybody know your personal guide? Really? So we all have a personal guide that's with us, and they're on the journey with us. So they're our partner in life. And that's a person that's in spirit that's assigned just to us. So they know what our soul purpose is. And then we're up there with our higher guides, and we're discussing, well, what are we going to do? And how am I going to get to my soul purpose? And then what kind of things can I do to really help me get on that path? Maybe we're going to throw some difficult things in our way. Some difficult issues with our parents that might do something to us, and then we say, I am never going to be like my mother. I am going to go a completely different way, and maybe that's because that's something to get us on our path. Or maybe we're going to overcome something when we're younger, to say, I overcame this, and I became strong, or I became caring, or I became something because of something that happened to me. So this is all stuff we pick up there. And we throw in some extra karmic stuff that we're still working on from last time that we haven't finished, and any new little things that we want to add along the way. So it gets kind of complicated because we've got all these things that come to play. We actually choose when we're going to be born. We choose our astrology. We choose our parents. How many are saying, I didn't choose mine? There's no way I chose that. Yeah, we choose our parents for a reason. So if you had a difficult time with one or the other, it might be because that is part of your growth. That might be part of learning to get on your soul purpose. But there's a reason that you chose all the difficult lessons you did. So you're up there in heaven, and you say, okay, this is going to be my soul purpose. So I need to have these talents. I need to be able to do it. Because you can't say, okay, I'm going to be an amazing singer, and I am going to really spread emotion and love through my voice. But then you can't sing. Yeah, that would be pretty cruel, right? If you'd come in and you're tone deaf, but that was your purpose, right? So you're going to have the tools that you're meant to have. So you kind of assign the different traits, the different personality characteristics or talents that you're going to have that's going to help you with your soul purpose. And then you're going to throw in some extra little challenges that might help you. You know, I'm going to have a bad health challenge. Oh yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of that. Maybe I'll have a car accident, put my back out, or maybe I'll have some kind of childhood disease. But you will throw some, bad leg in. That would be fun, because that will help us. That will help us to work through that, and that will help us to have other people taking care of us, know what it's like, so I can help others. Perhaps I'm going to be addicted to something. I have a hard time with that, so I can help others because that's part of my life purpose. So we choose all these different lessons that we're going to have. And then we throw in different things like, I like to have some financial stress. That sounds like fun, I want to be a starving musician. I want to be a musician, but I want to really learn what it is to build it myself and not to be taken care of. So I'd like to be a struggling, starving musician with some difficult financial problems. That would be great. That would be fun. And some crappy relationships, we'll throw a few of those in because that would really, help me get on my path. I'm trying to be a starving musician and I keep getting sidetracked by these crappy relationships, so we'll throw that in. So you decide all these things, and then it's time to be born. And when you're born, this veil comes over you and you've completely forgotten everything. You don't really know what your soul purpose is yet. You don't really know all the different challenges. You're just a little baby, very sweet and innocent. And then you start growing up and these things start to appear in your life. It's actually all energy. It's energy around you. And the idea is that as we come across these obstacles in our life, that we learn the lesson from them. We go through a difficult period, we move on quickly, we dissolve that difficult period, we learn from it what we're supposed to learn, we get closer and closer to our soul purpose, to our path. That's what we're supposed to do. But if we choose to kind of go down a sideline and then, make this little hill into a mountain and have, get really get into it and feel it, So, we're supposed to go through a difficult relationship. Do we go through a difficult relationship, learn what it is that we're supposed to learn, and that helps to put us more on a soul purpose? Or do we go off completely on a sidetrack? And do we spend 5 years with that thing, just working on it and stressing about it, completely getting off our soul purpose? And that's our choice, that's our free will. So today we're going to look at our life and we're going to see how we can just quickly dissolve the little lessons that we have, and let's get closer and closer to what we're supposed to be doing. Because nobody's sole purpose is to be starving, is to never know what they're supposed to do, is to have difficulties all their life. That's nobody's sole purpose. We have a wonderful, wonderful soul purpose. All right, so let's start with what your talents are. Because you've been given the talents to pursue your soul purpose. So what you're good at is going to be something to do with your soul purpose. What you feel like you're good at, what you enjoy doing, what your talents are, what you enjoy using, that's going to be part of your soul purpose. So let's just have a little think right now. And there's a list. If you turn over to the second page, there's a list of talents. So just take a look down that list of talents. If you've got a pen today, that would be great. If not, if you could manifest one from your neighbor. Have a look at that list and just see the words that jump out to you as some of your talents. So maybe you're going to circle 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 or 7 different items that jump out to you as, oh yeah, that's me. I'm caring, I'm loving, I'm a leader, I'm organized, I'm spontaneous, I'm adventurous. And if the words are not really on that list, you can go right ahead and write your own words underneath. So who wants to shout out right now things that just jump off the page that they see as themselves, as talents that they might have? Yep. Good with animals. Artistic. Manifester. Speaker. Outgoing. Anybody else want to say something that jumps off the page? Persuader. Sensitive. Good with animals. Anybody got a word that's not on the list that they feel is maybe a word for them? Emotionally strong. And it doesn't have to be a talent like musical or I'm good with maths. It can be a talent that you wouldn't normally think as being a talent, like a good listener. That's a talent. Yeah? Oh, wow, you've already finished the class. She's going to take her photography with her spirituality. She's going to bring it all together, and she's going to work with animals. And she's already got it. We're already done. Okay, so we'll move on to the end for you on how you're going to do that. But for everybody else, what are our talents? Anybody got a new word that's not on there? Yeah? Cook, a good cook. Yeah. All right. What do other people say about you? What do other people say? Do they say exactly the same things? Or do sometimes people say, oh, you're such a good listener? And you go, no, I'm not. Or you're so sweet and kind. And you go, oh, I wouldn't put that about myself. Right? How many things do people say about you that maybe you're a little bit modest about? But if somebody's saying that to you, they're seeing that in you because other people see things more easily than we see them. So sometimes people tell us something about ourselves, and it is part of our talent, but we just maybe don't believe it. Who has a word like that where other people say things and you're like, well, I don't know if I can really own up to that one? Organized. Now, you don't think you're organized at all, but your friends obviously do. Yeah, so you are. More than most, anyway. Yeah, who has another one? Energetic. So your friends say, wow, you're so energetic, and you're like, I don't really see that, but okay. Yeah? Resourceful. So your friends say, oh, you're so resourceful. You can get anything. You just ask you and you'll figure it out. Never give up. Yeah. So sometimes we don't think of things ourselves. We may be a little bit too modest to put something if it's very complimentary, but other people will tell us about that. Okay, now, I want you to think about somebody that you really admire. Now, it could be somebody famous, could be Martin Luther King, could be a politician, could be a famous singer or an actress. It could be your hairdresser or your mom. Think about somebody you admire. You can have a couple of people if you want, but think about somebody you admire and why you admire them, what it is about them. So you can say, I admire Bill Gates because he's a great leader, he's an entrepreneur, but don't say I admire him because he's got a lot of money, right? It's not the stuff that they have, it's how they got there. So don't admire somebody for, oh yeah, I like him because he's got a big car. I like his car. I want one of those. No, how did that person get there? What do you admire about somebody? You can write it down if you write the person's name. And it doesn't have to be somebody we know. It could be just somebody you know, a friend of yours. But why you like them? Are they a good parent? Are they caring and loving? Are they organized? Are they a great speaker? All right, who wants to shout out what they got? Alice Waters. Okay, why? She fought for what she believed in. Great speaker. Revolutionized cooking. Okay, who else? Yeah? Gandhi. Why do you admire Gandhi? He was compassionate, empathic. Speaker for others. And he empowered others to step into their own gifts. Okay, who else? Yeah?
Right now it's you.
Oh my gosh, me? Why do you admire me?
Because it's very similar on Drawn to You. I know that around 40 I started getting things, training.
She's drawn to my story because I talk about how I was 40, I was completely normal, and then all of a sudden I became freaky. So she likes that, okay? She likes my inspiration of my spiritual tours.
Your directness and honesty.
My directness and honesty.
And the detail that you have.
And the detail. Okay, anybody else admire somebody else? Yeah? Your husband. Why do you admire your husband?
He's just always willing to listen to whatever ideas without judging.
He's always willing to listen to whatever ideas without judging.
Very open,
Open
very caring,
and caring.
great values.
And great values. Okay, think about who you've chosen and what you like about them, because that is you. You cannot resonate with that unless you have that inside you. You cannot admire another person if you don't have that. If you don't have that talent, you cannot admire that. You don't resonate with it. Okay, now what did you say? Your husband is open and caring. He listens to everything and is non-judgmental because that is you. So that must be why you have a fantastic marriage, because you both do that for each other. That is you. You wouldn't recognize it. Miss Gandhi over here. What did you say about Gandhi? Compassionate, empathetic. He stood for others. Now, what do? How do you stand for others? You have that in action. What do you do for a living? She's in graduate school working on your doctorate in what? What are you going to do? But it's helping people. It's helping people in the same way. She's going to build a center for imagination. International Institute of Imagination for adults. Okay, who else? Now, why did you admire me? Oh, my cousin is leaving back to England. Oh, bye. Cuddle, sorry. And now you got to check out my amazing website that he just built for me. Cousin Richard going back to England. His sole purpose is really to come back over here and to help me. He's just figuring that out. Okay, so what did you admire about me? What did you admire?
Oh, I just love that you you've taken the gifts, the freakiness, and turned it into a wonderful thing.
She likes the freakiness that I've turned into a wonderful thing. So she recognizes that she's also freaky and that she could turn that into a wonderful thing. And she likes that I'm direct and honest because she is very direct and honest. Okay, now, who wrote somebody and said, oh, I am not this person. I am not, yeah? Anthony Robbins, amazing speaker. What did you write that you admired in him? Confidence, intelligence, came from nothing. He advises others. That is you. That is absolutely you. Now, sometimes we go, I want to be a public speaker, but I'm terrified of doing it. But you wouldn't admire that in another if you didn't have that talent. So sometimes we're not quite there. Something's holding us back. But we know that you're supposed to be doing that. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And you're going to get there. You're just a little nervous. You're a little afraid of some things. But you have it. You have it in you, or you wouldn't admire it. Who else said, oh, that's not me? That can possibly be me, yeah? Who did you pick? Alice Waters.
She's a famous chef that back years ago in the 60s, she was part of the movement in Berkeley.
So she was a famous chef in the 60s. She was part of the Berkeley movement.
Yeah, she grew, and then Michelle Obama has a garden in the back in the White House, and they're eating field greens in the
So she's got the garden in the back of the White House where they're doing field greens. Okay, so what was it you admired so much? It was
She stood for what she believed in, and she was a fighter. She's a good speaker, so she publicly spoke.
She was a great public speaker. She stood for what she believed in. What do? You sell furniture. Okay. Do you feel like you resonate with these things? You do, yeah? Because you're going to get there. You're supposed to be speaking. And is it to do with actual cooking or organic, or it's not really to do with that? It's just, it could be anything. It's just the feeling of being able to do that. So it's being able to bring beauty to the world, to be able to bring, do you work with natural furniture? It's more natural, organic, kind of working with the earth? Because I feel like that's important to you. It is. But that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be working more in providing things that are also helping the planet and being kind to the planet, because that's a big part of your purpose. Anybody else got somebody and they're like, oh, that can't be me? Yeah? Steve Jobs. Okay, and what do you admire about Steve Jobs? Outside the box thinking and creative. And how he revolutionized the way we interact with all our technology. So, what do? You manage a company, but it's not really what you want to do, right? Okay. What do you really want to do? Any idea yet? She wants to do something on a spiritual path, but whatever you're going to do, even though it's a spiritual path, you're going to do it in a very innovative, very big way that's going to get to many people in the same way that Steve Jobs did, or you wouldn't admire those things. Okay, so that's a really good test, because we'll say, oh, that person's wonderful, and we'll admire that person and say all about them, but we actually could not admire them unless we resonated with it. Okay, now, what irks you? Ooh, totally bugs. Yeah, you have a question or a comment? You said who irks you, so I raised my hand. Okay. My partner. Your partner, okay. I want you to think about who irks you and why. Like somebody, you don't like people that are jealous. You don't like people that are always late. That bugs you. You don't like people that don't take you serious, that don't make a commitment. People that are too punctual. People that are not easygoing enough. People that are angry, people that are cruel. Think about somebody that irks you. You don't have to say who it is, and why, what it is about them. So what's it about your boss that irks you? Oh, no, it's my significant other. He lies. Your significant other lies. So you don't like lies. Okay? There's no trust. Okay, doesn't like that trust to be broken. Doesn't like to lie about anything. It's not even big things, it can be anything. Just don't like somebody to lie about something. Big and small. Anybody else got something that irks them? Yeah?
I brought my mom here from England. She tried to take control of the tickets, and I wouldn't let
Mum came over from England and tried to take control of the tickets. Wow, how dare she? Yes?
She was upset the whole hour, so I walked around now and left upset.
She was upset the whole hour because you wouldn't let her take control of that tickets because you wanted control of those tickets. Yeah? People that can't think creatively. What is wrong with these people? They just can't think creatively. They're just stuck left brain. Okay, what else irks you about people? Yeah? People that are judgmental. Yeah, you don't like that. Yeah? Okay, people that are flaky and people that don't seem to care about anybody else's feelings. Loud mouth, they don't care about anybody else that's trying to get along. Yeah? A business partner that fails to show up for appointments with clients. I think it's an actual business partner that she's got. Anybody that's with you in your life that makes a commitment and then they don't follow through. Yeah? People who are mean to animals, cruelty, yeah? Swearing, yelling, talking too loud. You don't like that. Okay, why don't we like these things? You're thinking I'm going to say you resonate with it and that's what you have, right? That's why nobody's like, no, I don't want to, maybe I better not say anything. No, you don't have those things. These are anti what you resonate with. This really distracts you, so it's exactly the opposite of what you resonate with. So you don't like cruelty because you're such a kind, especially with animals, such a kind, sweet person. You don't like somebody who's loud because you like to be very gentle and soft-spoken and caring. You don't like people to not care about other people because you care about other people. Okay, now what did you say? Now what did you pick, and what's the opposite? What did you pick? Somebody want to throw out what they picked? Yeah. Narrow-minded. So you don't like people who are narrow-minded because? Because you're open-minded. Exactly, yeah? You don't like people that aren't willing to do the work because you are very hard-working. And you will go and you will put in that extra mile. Yeah? Anybody else? Envious people. You don't like envious people because you don't think there's any need for envy. It doesn't resonate with you. It's not part of your makeup. So something we don't like is because it's not part of us. So have a think now about what you picked and what would be the opposite, and see if there's another word on there, or if you've already chosen that word. Take the opposite of what you don't like, and how could that be a positive thing? How could that be a positive trait that you have?